author and poet, Barry. Thank you.
Good evening, Salisbury. This is the first time I've ever done this, so please excuse my nerves. I think the last two acts have been absolutely fantastic. I could see there were a bit of nerves before they came on, but well done, absolutely smashed it. So I'm a poet and an author. I served for 20 years in the Army Medical Services, been to various trouble spots around the world, and my poetry has kind of been a means of healing. I had some poems published about 10 years ago. They were published in a book called Heroes 100 Poems for the New Generation of War Poets. It's still out there, available on Amazon and in bookshops. And if you buy it, money will go to the Army Benevolent Fund. I was very fortunate on the back of that. Some of my poetry was featured on The One Show on BBC. So my early work was war poetry. I realised when I left the service that I had to start writing about something else. We're going to go on a little bit of a journey this evening, but we've got to start at that point where I was still quite damaged in some respects by service in war zones overseas. This poem isn't about me, but it could so easily have been about me. Unfortunately, we're still in a situation where a lot of our veterans sadly take their lives on a fairly regular basis. So this one's called Johnny Came Marching Home. No one said it, everybody knew. War had changed him. All pretended it hadn't. Happy he was home. Time was not a healer, carried on fighting the war. Anger fueled by drinking, violent outbursts. Battered, shell-shocked wife and kids, soldiers all in their own way. They also serve who stand and wait, that's what we used to say. Lost in no man's land, surrounded by the foe, low on ammo and supplies, he did what he shouldn't do. He foraged and found a cache, trapped by the barbed wire of his mind. With hidden liquor and pilfered pills, he left his war behind. So as I say, I realised I had to move on, and so in 2014 I left the army, but carried on writing. And I realised I had to have a bit of a step change in what I was writing about. So this one is called Statement of Intent. Hardship and war, my muses, pack their bags with my uniforms and 100 things for which a civilian has no uses. Rifle replaced by pension, all that now remains is a set of shiny medals and memories that will fade. To everything there is a season, my time to kill and heal has passed. Blood and trauma in equal measure, both sides of that tarnished coin. So I must march to pastures new and ply again my craft. Sharpen the poet's pencil, new stories I shall tell. Writing is what happens between procrastination and day job, the caffeine-fueled hunt for inspiration and fulfilment of completion. Are a rite of love and family, trivial, bizarre or mundane, whatever life delivers, I will capture on the page. So, I realised I've moved on to write about other things. Quite a lot of my poetry is me being a bit of a grumpy old man. I've just had a landmark birthday, the big 50. So I've realised that a lot of my poems are railing against things that I quite object to. So one of which is rampant consumerism. After I left the services, I went and worked in the Middle East for a few years in Qatar, a very shiny, very wealthy country where consumerism really is king. So this one is called Black Friday. Blinded by temptation, an offer too good to be true. Consumerism blinded sheeple line up in the queue. Doors about to open, anticipation mounts, regressing back to animals, predators pause to pounce. Rampage through the store, let the jostling begin. I saw it first, hey, that's mine. Angry voices above the din. Enmity rising, fighting starts, warfare breaking out. Violence amidst the high-stacked shelves puts the crowd to rout. Mums, dads and children scream, panicking to flee. The melee of the bargain crazed in aisle number 3. News that night is sombre, man stabbed to death in the mall. Was that cut-price flat-screen TV really worth his all? So another thing that I kind of relegated is a bit ironic because I'm up here on a stage, in some respects, perhaps attention-seeking, some might say, but I really, I'm not a massive fan of the cult of celebrity and the number of YouTube famous people that there are out there. So this next poem, I know I'm standing in front of you as a middle-aged man. I would like you to try and imagine that this is the voice of a young girl, perhaps in California or somewhere like that, that's desperate to become a YouTube influencer. I'll try and do the voice, but I probably won't do it very well. So this is called Famous. I really want to be famous, don't really mind what for. Want to be a YouTube hero, gonna take the web by storm. I really want to be like them, sexy, idle, rich. Want to have my own TV show, Kim K's gonna be my bitch. I'll sell my book of selfies, drink champagne by my pool, go shopping on Rodeo Drive, have the world at my beck and call. I don't know how I'll get there, don't have talent, got no cash, have to fake it till I make it, cause I know I'm gonna be a smash. I really want to be famous, not really sure what for, but normal life ain't good enough, and I'm tired of being poor. So, this is my final poem, and this is based on a true story. I think Army Officer fashion is quite unique. I don't possess a pair of salmon pink chinos or red moleskins, but what I've always wanted was a tweed jacket. When I was in my late 30s, my wife said, you can have it when you're 40. When I hit my late 40s, my wife said, you can have it when you're 50. She's now telling me I can have one when I'm 60. So I do quite like to dress fairly conservatively, as you can see, and this is my poem called The Need for Tweed. I feel the need for tweed, a sartorial addiction that I must feed. You keep your jeans and your hoodie top, I have to dress like an old-time fop. Marcella shirts and black Barathea, I yearn for the look of yesteryear. Moleskins, corduroys, silken ties, clothes maketh man, words of the wise. Synthetic fabrics are anathema to me, best worn in the gym, don't you see? My idea of sportswear is a good tweed jacket with patches on the elbows made by Hackett. Fashion lasts a season, style is timeless. The label on the inside, that's the one that matters. So arm yourselves with brollies, put on highly polished brogues. Let's dress like gentlemen, not a bunch of rogues. Thank you.